Hey guys, I'm Haderaxe, and today we're going to be talking about the Coiled Captors DLC. That's right, DLC 1 for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Now, I wanted to throw together like a weapon guide or maybe a build video, but, the DLC is still pretty fresh, and I'm trying to get my characters all to 35. Right now, I only have the one at Chaos 35 right now. So, I'm going to get like one or two more up there before I start doing any of that other stuff, I think. Or, maybe I'll throw a weapon guide together. There's nothing really too crazy here. But yeah, let me put the entire DLC on display for you while we talk about it, alright? So for those of you that don't know, the main thing we got with this DLC was the Mirrors of Mystery, and that's what you're seeing right now. Basically, it is just a 5-level Chaos Chamber-esque thing, but there's a lot less killing to do. It's basically just the same maps, or who knows. I mean, we get new difficulties every week, but let's see if it changes, alright? I don't know if it changes. I know that you're able to do all the difficulties if you, like, launch it in offline mode or something. I don't know too much about that, but I know a lot of people have been able to play all 4 difficulties way earlier than they were supposed to. So, I mean, good for them. They got, like, a whole DLC on launch. That's great. But yeah, as you can see, I've killed, like, what, 8 enemies maybe? Not even. You just gotta kill like a few enemies like every room, and then you're just allowed to go to the next one. It's kind of quick. It's pretty quick. I'm gonna play through the whole DLC for you guys right here, and it's like 7 minutes almost, like 7 minutes and 30 seconds or something. But yeah, they have some puzzles, if that's what you want to call them in this. They're pretty cool. There's like totems, and there's here. I'll just show you. Look, when we get to this next level, it's gonna be crazy. So there's like totems with like 3 creatures on them, and one of those creatures is a shark. And watch this. This is crazy. You have to shoot it, believe it or not. And you you can't really see what's going on. That's okay. We just did the puzzle right there, guys. Now we just gotta wait for this this little gate to open. Yep. And let's do that 2 more times. So yeah, level 2 of this dungeon. It's pretty exciting. Can't wait to show you guys what the 4th level's all about. That one's really fun. But seriously, these arenas are pretty cool though, and they do get added to the Chaos Chamber. So once you complete a run of this on your character, they'll get added to the Chaos Chamber. And to be fair, these are like some of the most fun arenas in the game, or at least in the Chaos Chambers. It's just, I think they're pretty cool. We got these nice wintery maps. I like the aesthetic a lot. I'm a big fan of winter stuff. I mean, I'm main a Berserker, if that has anything to do with anything. Now, one thing about these that I was a little disappointed in, aside from like the rest of it, is I couldn't really find any secrets in this, like the Chaos Chambers. Like, a lot of you might know me from my raid video where I explain how to activate the 3 raid bosses. I mean, it's nothing like crazy. It's not like rocket science or anything, but it's a little off for a Borderlands game, like it was a little fun to see like these like Call of Duty zombies Easter egg type activations for raid bosses. I kind of liked that a lot, so I wanted to see more of it here. But I don't know, maybe I'm just blind, but I've been looking around these chambers and I couldn't really find them, so a little bit sad to see that. I really want more of that in the game because it's really fun. Those actual puzzle-esque things, I think those are pretty fun, and I want to see more of those in the future. But here we are at the 4th level of the Mirrors of Mystery, guys. Now watch this. It's pretty crazy. So for this, you have to just simply stay alive for 3 minutes. So that's pretty fun. So let's try to come up with something interesting. Like, let's try to come up with like an analogy or something for this DLC. Now I know people want to get opinions from people, so here's mine. I love content. And I'm happy we have content, alright, but this kind of content, I've heard from people who've done difficulty 4, and they say it's pretty fun. So yeah, let me play difficulty 4, man. Time gating stuff, it has no place in this game. You have games like Destiny 2, where it's a live service, and I'm a big Destiny fan, but even I don't agree with time gating in that. Like, a live service, you can kind of justify it with a live service, because like the whole point of a live service is to keep people coming back week to week to week. Like, you want to just have your evolving world or whatever, but that's just not what Borderlands is, man. Or, I mean, I guess this is a spin-off. It's a Tiny Tina's game, so if you want to get really specific with it, but it's a Borderlands brand game, like it is from Borderlands. It's a Borderlands spin-off, and that's just not what this series has ever been about. It's about You know, you come in, you play it for a while, and you leave. Now, if you're like a content creator or you're a diehard fan, you just create more content for yourself. But when you get time gated, it's almost insulting. It's like they're telling you how much you can or can't handle, and I don't like that. You know, like, if I order a pizza or something, if I order a pizza with wings, this is what the DLC is like. So first of all, it's like the delivery man just didn't even bring me my wings. He just brought me a box of pizza. But then I open up the pizza, and there's only like a quarter of the pizza there. So I look at him, I'm like, hey man, what's up? Why is the whole pizza not here? And then he just looks at me, he's like, well, you know, I don't think you could really, you know, eat the whole thing. I mean, you could probably only handle like 2 or 3 slices, right? And I'm like, no, dude. What? I paid for the pizza. Give me the pizza. He's like, you know, how about I bring you the rest of it tomorrow? You know, how about I bring you another quarter of it tomorrow? It's like, no, give me my whole pizza. And you know what? If I eat it all in one night, then I eat it all in one night. But, you know, odds are I'm probably going to eat like a little bit of it, and then I'll finish it tomorrow, you know? Like, give me the whole pizza. I paid for it. In the case of this DLC, though, this DLC is a pretty small pizza, and I could probably finish the whole pizza in one night if it were this DLC. Now, the reason I mentioned the wings disappearing is because the advertising for this DLC was a little misleading. This is, at best, a Headhunter DLC, and I also know there was a lot of confusion in the community as to whether we were getting another character or not, like another class, because of the first DLC trailer that they released before the release of the actual game itself. Now, that isn't coming until DLC 4. But I also think that Gearbox could have been a little bit more clear about that in their advertising, because, I mean, I didn't really know it until the other content creators were talking about it. Like, I know Moxie had to put, like, he just had to add a text element to his stream that he overlaid on the entire stream in, like, size 70 font saying, new character doesn't come until DLC 4 or something. So I know that a lot of the community was a little confused about whether we were getting a new class or not. And I think the advertising could have been a little bit better here. Now, outside of the actual activity, we have new gear too, and a lot of it focuses on this new mechanic called Soaked. I personally think Soaked is pretty cool. It's pretty niche, but it can be good. Also, here's the best part of the DLC, and it's this Chums boss fight. Chums is a pretty fun boss, as you can see. No, but apparently the people who did him on difficulty 4 say that he's really fun, and I can't wait until a month down the line when I get what I paid for. But back to the Soaked things, it's pretty cool. So basically, whenever you can get like a class mod, a spell, and a rocket launcher, I believe, that applies soak to things. And when something is soaked, they take less damage from fire, but more damage from ice and electricity. So, I mean, I think it's pretty good. That's what I was using for this build right here, and it's not even optimized. So, like, if you can't find a God Roll Paradigm and you find a Cape of Tides class mod, I think that's pretty good. But as far as the other Soaked items go, they're alright. I mean, you got the Delusion Rocket Launcher, you got the Tidebreaker spell, but personally, I don't think the spell's that worth it, because you could just run like a Buffmeister or something, and if you're rocking the Cape of Tides class mod, simply getting crits will soak your enemies, and there's like not really a cooldown on that. You just kind of keep going, and it keeps just soaking enemies, which isn't a big deal, and then the Delusion Rocket Launcher can soak enemies as well. So, you know, you're better off running like a Buffmeister. That's what I'm doing for this build, because I cannot find a God Roll Paradigm for the life of me. And once I do find a God Roll Paradigm, I'm planning on just putting on a Delusion and replacing my Cape of Tides anyways, because, I mean, hey, Paradigm's pretty good. So, you know, and I'm rocking a melee build, obviously. I'm trying to make a Dreadwind build. But we have other items in the game, too, that were added. Like, we have 2 more spells on top of that. We got the Rain Bolt and the Dynamo. We have a new Tedior or Furier shotgun called the Divergent that shoots like D20s out. Those are pretty cool. We got, what else do we got? We got the Counterfeint Shield. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, so we got a few new items, and I'm not here to complain about the loot. I think the loot's actually pretty good, but just the way the actual like activities and other stuff were handled in this DLC, I think they could have been handled a little bit better. I was really hoping I could get it all on day 1, just so I could have more stuff to do, because there's not really stuff for me to do. And a grind to Chaos 35, I mean, yeah, I guess that's stuff to do, but it's definitely not fun. But as far as the Wheel of Fate goes, it is not that great. It kind of sucks. Please don't use the Wheel of Fate as a main source of loot as of right now. You only get one item for 25 souls, which is a new currency that you can get in this mirrors thing. And yeah, the idea of it's pretty cool, but getting one item and having it not be guaranteed a legendary is kind of rough. Like, you saw me get 2 legendaries earlier from it, and that was very lucky. Usually, I'm just getting like blues or purples, and like they won't even be like chaotic or volatile, let alone primordial. I mean, the gameplay you're seeing is only Chaos 27. I do have a character at 35. But I've never gotten a primordial from that thing, and I spent like 600, 700 souls there, and I probably got like 3 legendaries out of all those souls, and none of them were primordial. Yeah, and that's really like all there was to the DLC. Now, the patch that came with this DLC is a banger, though. I made a whole video on that. I'll link that in the description below. Please check that out because it is too big for me to cover in this video. But that patch, dang, dude, that's a 10 out of 10 patch right there. Very healthy for the game. Really extended this game's early life cycle, and I'm excited for, you know, similar patches to come in the future. Fixed a lot of issues with the game, like just mechanic wise, like the lucky dice are now account wide. There's a little bit of a teaser as to what the patch notes entail, but yeah, I'll link that in the description below along with my, you know, my Twitch and my Discord. Feel free to check those out if you liked this video, and if you want to hang out more, I will be regularly putting out Wonderlands content, and appreciate if you could be part of the community. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching the video, and as always, have a great day.